Jurgen, you made your point clear there that you don't believe in forcing people to have vaccines. But do you think there's going to, if COVID continues and we've already had it for 2 years, do you think there's a chance that clubs might be reluctant to sign unvaccinated players because it could lead to a risk of postponements and things like that? Do you think that's going to come into play over the next 12 months or so, that maybe they'll look at the vaccination status of a player as well as their ability?
Yeah. So I got this question asked in the last press conference. I didn't think about it, to be honest. It was probably my fault because we're obviously not close to sign a player. So I didn't think about it. But since then I thought about it, and yes, it will be influential, definitely.
Any follow-up, Joe? Or are you happy?
Well, yeah. I mean, can you expand on that, Jurgen? I mean, why do you think it will influence? I mean, I know the reasons, but can you explain why you think that's going to be the case?
In a situation like this now, let's take our situation now. If a player is not vaccinated at all, he's a constant threat for all of us. He doesn't want to be a threat, of course. It's not that he thinks, oh my God, I don't care about the others, but he is. So we have to find different scenarios. So he has to change in a different dressing room. He has to eat in a different dining room. He has to sit in a different bus. He has to drive to wherever in a different car. So from an organization point of view, it's a real mess. It's a real mess. If you really want to follow the protocols, it's incredibly difficult to do. If one gets COVID and he was in the last 4 days around him, he will be in isolation. If we want to travel or have to travel to a country where we play international football, we come back, he has to get self-isolated, all these kind of things. So this is the one, and of course it will be influential. So when we all have to do all these kind of things, like a extra building for unvaccinated players, it will not happen. So hopefully not. Hopefully it will not be necessary in the future. That's it.
Thanks, Joe. David Lynch, and then we'll finish with Russell. Yeah, you're on mute, David. Sorry, my fault. Should have done that. Okay.
Is that, yeah? Should be there now. Yeah. Sorry, Jurgen, you mentioned about the FA Cup tie earlier and the vaccination rate in the EFL. Are you slightly worried about that then? And do you think it's fair that your team should have to come up against teams who potentially, don't have a high rate of vaccination?
We had that last year already. We had away games. I don't know 100%, but I don't think a lot of things changed since then. So where you go there to an FA Cup game, away game, changing really small dressing rooms and all these kind of things. And that was the situation last year. So it's just not 100% thought through. This is now we play at home, so that's fine. At least we play outside, so that's fine as well. It's just all these different things. Like we have constantly to think about other things besides football. And that's obviously pretty special because we have enough football already to think about these little things. But I'm not concerned we could not play them or whatever. But we have that situation. We play a football league team at home, but others play away. And I'm not sure how that is sorted because it's not. If we sort the problem for Liverpool, the problem is not sorted because it's still out there. So we have to sort the general problem. And that's when I mentioned that's not only stop the league or continue like usual. There are things in between which we have to sort, and that's when I mentioned that. That was one of the things I mentioned.
Thank you, David. Thank you. Finally, Russell, to finish the press conference for today. Russell.
Hi, Jurgen. Hi. Yeah, it was this weekend last year that you went to Palace and won 7-0, and then the injuries kicked in, and you went on that poor run of results. Is that a warning in this?
Thank you for reminding me. Honestly, what kind of person are you now? But I'm really interested in the question. Come on, what do you make of? How will you get out of that?
Is that just a warning that in this league, even after?
No, a warning that in this league, what?
That even after a great start, you just don't know what's round the corner. I mean, we've got the COVID situation at the moment. You just don't really know what's round the corner.
What has one to do now with the other? I lost it, maybe because I interrupted you plenty of times. So what is it?
Yeah, it's just that the Premier League is such a crazy league that just about anything can happen. And you had that fantastic start last season, and then they had all the injuries, and then this season you've had a fantastic start, and it's, you know, anything can happen.
And the question is, could we lose games?
Oh, Russell. Surprise, yes. Everything or anything can happen in life. That's how it is. And yes, injuries would hurt us again. So let's hope we will not have injuries, but that's not new. That was always the case. And Corona is just a problem on top of that, but not, we know that already since 2 years as well. So yes, it's a tough league. And if you don't have your players available, you will struggle. Everybody. So let's hope we'll have our players available.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your